So what does it mean when a woman says, hey, let's not rush things? I'm going to answer a question that a guy wrote me and then a response that another guy wrote under that allows me to answer this question. But for those of you that are TLDRing this, basically when a woman says, hey, let's not rush things, more often than not, it means just that. It means you're going too fast for her pace, and she actually wants to take the time to really get to know you and feel you and spend time with you before deciding about a relationship. And I think a lot of guys try to rush the relationship process so fast that women don't get to process it. They feel pressured, and then they're out. So that's why that's what they mean when they say, hey, let's not rush things. But with that said, for the rest of you watching this, I'm going to read through this guy's comment and then give some stop and starters on it. And then I'm going to go to the other guy's response that led me to make this video. As always, guys, if you have questions you want me to answer on one of these shows, leave it down in the comments below or write to me by going to introvertdatingsuccess.com and clicking on the contacts tab. While you're there, also check out the various coaching options that we have available to help you with your dating life. So let's get into this guy's comment. He left this comment under my 5 ways to pass or pull away test video, which has been very popular. And he saw that video and then responded and said, excellent advice. Thank you. I met this girl, and for the first time, I wasn't the one who approached, but she did. Been speaking for 2 weeks now, and I am trying to focus on taking it slow. Because I tend to rush things, and I tend to get the hint from girls by them saying, let's not rush things. So I am mindful of this, and I'm trying to change this. I love the advice. I feel this video was made for me. Well, thank you. This is why I made the video, because I think men have it in their head that if a woman pulls away, it must mean she's automatically no longer interested. But you could date a woman that would have actually been perfect for you. And if you are trying to rush the process, it's going to make her feel pressure. It's going to have her questioning why you're trying to get into a relationship so soon. And it can cause her to want to back away from what at one time she thought was going to be the perfect guy for her. So that's why I advise you guys to add patience to your game. And when you start seeing these pullaways, take that as a response to whatever you're doing that makes her feel like you're rushing this. Scale it back a little bit, because here's the thing. Ultimately, your best bet is to go slower than her pace when you're trying to get into a relationship. I tell you guys, it takes 2 to 3 months for a woman to solidify her feelings, right? So that means that if you're trying to ask her on a date every single day, those first 2 weeks, you're going to burn out very quickly. Versus if you stick to the plan of just asking her out once a week, then it's slow enough to where she's going to enjoy your company, but also slow enough to where if she starts enjoying it a lot and wants to see more of you, she's going to be the one coming to you suggesting additional days and times to see you, which lets you know, oh, now her attraction for you and her ability to trust that you are the person for her is starting to build, all right? And you can't do that if you're trying to rush the process. So under that comment, this guy left a comment that said, let's not rush things means she's not interested and wants you to do the monkey dance for longer. So this is one of those comments that I often read under my videos that are clearly coming from men that are either really butthurt about the dating process, haven't really had too much tangible success, or are looking at women and saying, women are doing things that make no sense. And rather than try to learn them, I'm just going to say they're crazy and the things they do are stupid and have no meaning. And they're just doing that to monkey branch off guys. And they don't like all that negative stuff. All right. And it's not to say that there are women out there like that, because there are some women out there that act like that. But the majority of the time, I find that when women are saying, hey, let's not rush things, what that means is that the guy is doing actions that are making her feel as though she has to make a decision about him soon. And most of the time, guys are doing this within the first month of dating. So a lot of guys, like you might meet a woman and think, man, she's the girl of my dreams. I could really see us being together. I'm really vibing off her. Sure, it's only been one date, but I'm already sexually attracted to her, for one. And also, based on our one conversation that we had for an hour and a half, I think she could really be the one for me. And because as guys, we tend to make decisions very, very quickly, now it goes into, because you've made the decision about this woman, you want to throw everything you can at her as if you're already in a relationship. And this goes from something as simple as like, you want to take on more extravagant dates, or the big one for guys is once we've physically connected with the woman, we assume just because she was down to do the physical hookup, that now means she's also down for a relationship. And I try to stress to you guys that those are two different things. The first 3 months of dating for women are all about finding out about you and if she can trust you and if she feels good around you. And sometimes part of that process for her includes hooking up. So she could hook up with you, date 1, date 3, date 7, and be like, oh, that felt really good. I haven't had it as good like that before, or whatever. And you know what? I'm going to make sure that I add that to my notes of this guy really does some good physical stuff in the bedroom. That does not mean she is completely finished with her list of other things she needs to look at to see if she ultimately sees you as a long-term partner or just somebody that, yeah, she had a good hookup with and she had a good couple of months with, but overall, she's not really feeling it to where she wants to be in a relationship with you. Now, a lot of guys also get fearful because they think, but, now that I've hooked up with her and I've taken her on these dates, now I'm spending time, energy, effort, I'm giving my physical body, like, oh my God, she should be deciding already. Keep telling you guys, it doesn't work like that for women, all right? So just because she's hooked up with you doesn't mean she's ready to be in a relationship. And I think that's where a lot of guys falter. Like we assume it's so hard for us as is already, for most of us guys, to be able to get somebody to hook up with us. So we think because we were able to somehow make that magically happen, that must mean she also has complete feelings of wanting to be in a relationship. And that is not always the case. So be mindful of that your brain is going to trick you into thinking that because she said yes to a date, because you had good conversation on a date, because she might have hooked up with you on a date, that she's automatically ready for a relationship. But if she comes to you and says, hey, let's not rush things, that should be a big indicator that whatever you're doing, it's putting too much pressure on her and that she's feeling that you're farther along in the processing of your feelings than she is. This is why, again, you want to go slower than she does when getting into a relationship. But I also want to stress that I think men put too much meaning and stuff about what women are saying at times behind what they're saying that's not true. So when women are saying, hey, let's not rush things, they're thinking it means, hey, if I tell this guy, let's not rush things in a verbal way, then he'll get that I still want to see him, but he's making me feel like it's too rushed to make a decision. And what you're taking it as is, oh my gosh, she doesn't like me. She's probably playing games with me. How could she go out on a date with me, hook up with me, text me all the time on the phone, and then all of a sudden say that she doesn't want to rush anything? She must be playing games. She must have other guys in the background. She must be still stuck on her ex-boyfriend. Like all these things that we are putting on the meaning of what they're saying, and all they're trying to say is, dude, I'm starting to like you. I want to get to know you better so I can fully like you, and you're making this move too fast for me. Let's back it up. But again, this is the kind of thing that won't happen if you already know how to properly pace out your dating life. If you know how many dates to take a woman on, the kinds of dates to take them on, how often to contact them, when to leave them alone, when to let them sit with their feelings and think about you, when to call them up and ask for that other date. And these are things that can take years to learn. Or if you want to get some coaching, you can learn it quicker than later, and you can already be on the train and pathway to being able to know, like this guy, like that maybe being a little bit more patient versus trying to rush it is going to get you better results. And I'd love to help you with that. So if you want to go to the website, introvertdatingsuccess.com, click on the coaching tab. We have a bevy of coaching options, whether it's the one-on-one coaching program or whether it's the full-on Introvert Dating Success Coaching Academy, which is a video program / one-on-one coaching program, all of which is designed to help you learn how to be a more confident, less anxious dater and land the woman of your dreams while still getting your alone time. So again, check that out at the website. In the meantime, be sure to subscribe to this channel and like this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys on the next one. I'm out. Peace.
You need to call her on her cell phone when you want to ask her out. Don't text her from your cell phone. Her hearing your voice helps out, but you say you prefer